government is aiming to roll out a brand new national safety camera strategy to crack down on dangerous driving. This will see more roadside cameras planned to target speeding, red light running and bus lane abuse. And now we've long heard calls for average speed cameras to be installed on the M18 and N18 in Clare, and they've most vigorously come from the Cratloe Fianna Fáil Councillor Pat O'Gorman. Pat, is this welcome news to you that the government is now exploring this strategy?
Well, I suppose anything to do with road safety and the upgrading of road safety is welcome, but I think from reading down through what has been put in front of us so far in relation to this national safety camera strategy, a lot of it would be, I suppose, urban based, would be like the Limerick City, maybe Galway City, Dublin City, where breaking of red lights, driving on bus lanes and things, that wouldn't concern us too much around this area here. But the speeding is the big thing that I've been always harping on about, and I suppose the speeding on the N18 and the amount of crashes. And as you referred to there at the outset of your comments, the average speed cameras was something that I looked for through Clare County Council, for the council to get onto the TII and see could they provide us with average speed cameras like they have. People from County Clare going to Dublin would be familiar with them between Porthill and Nina. So they also have them in County Meath, Cavan and in Mayo. And I suppose when you talk to Gardaí and you look at the statistics, most of us, they always adjust their behaviour when they see these yellow cameras hanging over the road. And there's very, very few people getting caught for speeding in these sections. So that would lead me to believe that they actually work, you know.
Yeah, and even if we look at the past, Pat, and like you constantly, you can get these figures from the Oireachtas through FOI, those sort of things, but the Clare Tipperary Garda Division, and look, although that's a big size of an area, consistently every year they're dishing out the most penalty points for speeding offences. And I remember we spoke to Superintendent Eddie Golden about this not too long ago, and he did tell us that the fixed cameras at Bird Hill are a huge factor in that. So it is clear that those safety cameras, those average fixed speed cameras, they do what they say on the tin. If you see them, you know they're going to be there. It will force you to slow down. So there's that argument for them. We've also heard from Clare's fire officer earlier this year in relation to the huge number of collisions on a daily basis on the N18 and the M18 that it's purely down to driver behaviour. So do we need that element as well, where you're seeing it rolled out kind of nationwide now, that you even have a Garda HGVs trying to catch people driving on their phones and stuff like that? Do we need fixed speed cameras there to look at driver behaviour as well, Pat, not just the speed issue?
Well, I think so. Like, if we just look at a statistic there between September and December of 2025, on the stretch of road from Innes down to where I live myself in Cratloe, there was 41 crashes on that stretch of a road. 25 of them crashes alone in September. Like, it has to be down to speed at this stage, because it all can't be error. There has to be speed involved, and a lot of these cars are just driving in off the road, whether it is mobile phone use, I don't know. And I suppose the other thing is that the amount of people that has been killed on the road has been the highest in the last decade. And even already this year, there's 11 people that have been killed on our roads nationally. And what I'm calling for is for these cameras to be put in place in the likes of the motorways, like I said, to try to reduce these deaths. One of these deaths is one too many.
And the side of this debate that you always get is some people will look for more go safe vans, more speed detection. You will always have that other argument as well, where people will say, well, they're just preying on motorists in a particular position and it's a money-making exercise. But if the average fixed speed camera is there, you know it's there before you're going on the road.
Well, that's the point. Again, the motorway the whole way from Innes down in M18 is 120 kilometres an hour, and that speed is sufficient enough for anybody to be driving it. It changes there then at around Shannon on by Cratloe, and it's 100 kilometres an hour. But I would also say that when you come to the parish of Cratloe and you have the houses along the side of the dual carriageway there, I would be saying that should even be reduced more than 100, because you have motorists there trying to get in and out of their houses. The houses was there before the motorway, and they're trying to get into traffic from a standing start at 100 kilometres an hour. The traffic is coming at. It's nearly bumper to bumper every evening from about 4 o'clock to maybe half 6, 7 o'clock. it's nearly impossible for the residents to get out onto the road. And that's another thing that we could look at. Maybe where there has been houses there before the dual carriageway was there, that the speed limit should even be reduced more to give the people a chance to get out, but also to give the people, the motorists, a chance to slow down, because in these areas it's very, very dangerous where there is houses.
That's certainly something I think a lot of people are going to agree with you with, and it's something we actually see a lot in our text lines on occasion as well. And if you do have any opinions on this and the possibility of average fixed speed cameras coming to the M18 and N18, the main route between Clare and Limerick, please do get in touch and let us know on 086 1800 964 by text or WhatsApp. Councillor Pat O'Gorman, the Cratloe Fianna Fáil. Councillor Pat, thank you very much for joining us on Morning Focus today.
Daragh, could I just say one thing there before I go? I was listening there to your previous speaker there talking about the N18, and I think that it is disingenuous to think that our own Oireachtas members aren't doing their best for the people of West Clare. And there's also one of the motions coming into Clare County Council every year in relation to these roads in West Clare. So I think if she thinks that Peter Tobin is going to do more than the local representatives, I think she's thinking wrong.
That will be for June and N2 to respond to. But Pat, thank you very much for your contributions today. And I think the one thing we can all agree on is hopefully someone in the Oireachtas can get it all sorted out for us.
Thank you, Daragh.
Thank you, Pat.